I do not know what the heart of a bad man is like, but I do know what the heart of a good man is like. And it's terrible. See, there's a quote that I saw on TikTok a few weeks ago. So you know how on TikTok they'll have like those slideshows and they'll have quotes on each one. You're probably not on the same side of TikTok as I am because mine is is very polar, very happy, very depressing. But for some reason this quote stuck with me. But I do know what the heart of a good man is like, and it's terrible. See, it's caused me to think about many of the moments in my life. See, I don't believe I'm a good person, but I do believe I have a good heart. One of the things that's come from it is I have this uncanny ability to always see the best in people. You can show me a convicted murderer. You can show me someone who's murdered 40,000 people. Yes, 40,000. And somehow I will think they're a good person. I don't know whether this is oblivion. I don't know whether this is stupidity. Maybe it's God-given, but in each person I meet, I always see the best of them. And from this I've realized that seeing the best in people is a burden. From this I've seen that the heart of a good man, it's terrible. And for 1 second, I don't believe I'm a good man. I actually think I'm quite wicked. And a lot of the time, I feel like it's easier for people who are more skeptical. Because when you don't see the good in another person, when you see their flaws and when you focus on their flaws, when they then act in a way that is similar to those flaws, you're not disappointed. In fact, you're right. So you get a bit of validation. But when you see the best in people and they inevitably do something that goes against their best, it sort of feels like a betrayal. But it's never them betraying you. It always feels like you betrayed yourself by seeing the best in them. When you have a heart that sees the best in people, you're always quick to forgive. You're always quick to see why another person did the thing that they did. And though I think that brings you a lot of peace, I do think it opens you up to a lot of hurt. And a lot of times in my life, I've tried to force myself to become like cold, to not see the best in other people, to become cynical. But for some reason, I can't. I genuinely can't. Like, I'll go through phases, like a week where I'm like just cold-hearted. Then after that week, I'm back to normal. To me, it's always felt like a losing game, seeing the best in people. It's always felt as if I get the short end of the stick. And then I thought about the best man that has ever lived, a man who truly had a good heart, and that is Jesus Christ. See, the fact that Jesus Christ died for all of us while we were still sinners and while we continue to be sinners shows that if there was ever a man who got the short end of the stick, it was Jesus Christ. I don't even think he got an end of the stick. I think Jesus got nothing because he died for sinners. He died for people that rejected him. So if you look at Jesus, you would never say that he won. You would never say that he gained. But you can always say that he's a good man. In fact, if there's one thing you can say about Jesus is that he is the only good. So if the only man that truly had a good heart lost, and I say that in quotes, lost, then it shows that being good shouldn't be done for the sake of winning. Being good shouldn't be done for the sake of being proven right. Being good is a burden that one can choose to carry. Seeing the best in people is a burden that a lot of the times will leave you disappointed. But I've realized that sometimes you can be left disappointed. But also sometimes you seeing the best in someone is what that person needed. And to affect one person positively, to see the best in one person and to see that change them, to see that motivate them to actually become that version that you see of them, it's worth it. Even if before that, you were hurt by hundreds of people when you saw the best in them. I think this is probably like the third, fourth, fifth video that I haven't scripted out of all of my 300 and something videos. Like this, straight from the dome. And there's no message to this. I'm not going to put some cinematics videos to accompany it. It's just going to be the text. And the purpose of this video, the cool thing would be to say that people who have a good heart will always think they have a good heart. People who see the best in people. This is like a video that you can relate to. But to be totally honest, this video, for me, is just therapy. It's something that I'm using to get the emotion out. Because a lot of the time, when you tell people these things, when you tell people that, I don't think that person is as bad as they seem, you will be frowned upon. And people will call you crazy. People will say that, you live on cloud 9. And perhaps I do.